Hey YouTubers, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Bongiwe CBC and please don't forget to subscribe and like the video as well. It really helps so much. And it's Bible story time again. Yeah. So guys, the story I am going to be telling you about today is the story of why Zacchaeus was on the tree. Okay? Now, for those who know the Bible very well, please go ahead and comment down below. Give us the accurate facts, so that everybody else may be educated. And by the way, I tell these stories to encourage other people to go and read the Bible and just to know exactly what God meant about certain things, not what people just try and spoon feed us, even when it's their own thing and it's not of God, yeah. So Zacchaeus, in isiZulu bambiza ngoZakheu. Okay, guys, for those of you who are watching from different countries, I am Zulu and I am from South Africa, so my pronunciation and my accent, good luck. But I pray you do get to understand what I mean and say. Hey, and if my glasses are reflecting, forgive me, but I cannot, see the camera if I take them off. But the story of why Zacchaeus was on top of the tree and not down with other people who wanted to see Jesus. Now let's talk about who is Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was a very, very rich tax collector in the community of where he resided. Okay? And Zacchaeus wanted to see Jesus. Okay? He wanted to see the Messiah. And because he was short, he always kept his ears opened and also just on the outlook with his own eyes, so that if he hears that Jesus is coming, he needs to be there to see it. Okay? He needs to be there to see it. Now, most people I know, they think that Zacchaeus is prideful. That's why he did what he did by going up to the tree. Okay? And they even make says about people who are being prideful, being like Zacchaeus, sitting on top of the tree. But that's not the case, guys, in this time. Ne? We know that he's a tax collector in his community and he's a rich guy. And in the biblical times, they saw that type of a guy as a sinner. Okay? They saw that type of a guy as a sinner. So, what happened that day when when Zacchaeus wanted to see Jesus was this. Zacchaeus was a short person. Okay? He was a short person. In the Bible, he is described as a short person. Like really short. Okay? I'm also short. I mean, if a person saw me in real life, they either think I'm a teenager. It's okay though, which is very offensive. Or they think I'm a kid who's waiting for her mother. But, God has a way of showing up to show them that they need to stop doing things like that. But, okay, back to Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus wanted to see Jesus. So when he heard people from afar announcing, hey, here he comes, here he comes, here is that Messiah that everybody was talking about. Come on, guys, let's go and see him, let's go and see him. So Zacchaeus knew that if I go with these people, I will never see the guy. I will never see the guy. You know why? Because one, I'm short. Two, nobody's going to let me squeeze amongst them to go stand in front of them to see Jesus, regardless of the fact that I am short. By the way, guys, those are one of the reasons why I don't go to live concerts. I'm afraid of stampedes. I think of how short I am, and then I'm like, stampedes on me? No, thank you. That's why I don't go to live shows. So, the guy decides, I'm not gonna let anybody stamp it on me, okay? I'm too short for this life, like, look at me. So he goes like, you know what? I have a plan. He runs, okay? He runs and he climbs up the tree and gets on the tree to see Jesus. But remember now, when you are when you're looking down at someone like this, I think you can only see like the head, or you have to be in a certain position in order to see the person. Like, okay, here's the face, this is what the person looks like in actual fact. But at that time, Zacchaeus was just looking to see Jesus, okay? He just wanted to see the guy, even if he caught a glimpse, okay? Like that story of that lady who was bleeding for many years. We're going to tell you that story another time, but this time Zacchaeus wanted to see a glimpse of Jesus. And this is what happens. He goes and sits up the tree there, and like a monkey, he sits there in the tree, like waiting to see Jesus. And he's like, okay, here he comes. I can actually see the guy coming because I'm on top of the tree. And when I'm on top of the tree, I can see properly because I'm short. I won't be able to sit down there if I was like down like everyone else who is average size and average height. So as he's sitting there on top of the tree, he sees like, okay, here he comes. Here's the guy. I see him. And Jesus just stops. Sometimes I think Jesus had those times of whereby he felt like the swag on him. Like, I got the superpowers, I'm the OG here, okay? So he stops. And as Jesus stops, people are like, why is this guy stopping? He did that a couple of times, in fact, in the Bible, where he would just stop, to recognize something, or to acknowledge something, So this time he stops. And when he stops, he's like, hold up. And then he looks around. He can see that I feel like in his spirit, that thing, I think he gave us the intuition of like, that feeling where you feel like somebody's watching me. I don't know where, but somebody's watching me. I think Jesus also gave us that intuition as people. I mean, you can see everybody else who's around you who's watching you. But this particular person, that someone's watching me from a hidden place. So this time Jesus stops and is like, mm-mm. And then he goes like, Zacchaeus, I know you're up in that tree. Can you come down from the tree now? I need a place to stay. Okay? I need a place to stay, and today I choose your place. Won't you please give me a place to stay or render me your hospitality service? Well, at that time, he wasn't like a hospitality service person, but he was a tax collector. But Jesus was just like, render me your hospitality service. Let's see if you even have hospitality in you. So as that happens, Zacchaeus is like, me? And he's up there in the tree like, wait a sec, me? He gets down like, hey! He runs, he gets down. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm here. I mean, dude, I'm here, He's like, I'm a tax collector, but he tries to downplay it like he does good for the people, even though he's a tax collector. Jesus is like, boy, please, I know what you do, and I'm not here about that, but I would like to stay in your house, okay? I'd like to stay in your house. And so Jesus goes to stay in Zacchaeus' house. And people were mad about that, They were so mad about that because they thought like, oh my gosh, this person leaves us, his people, us who pray to his Father, us who try to do good at all times, and he goes and stays in this person's house. He goes and stays in this person's house, whereby, like, seriously, like, I cannot believe this. You're going to stay in a sinner's house than in my house, where I could have given you everything and you would have been satisfied with my religion. Because by the looks of it, in those times, tax collectors were regarded as sinners. They were regarded as sinners, and people also tend to think that, what, money is the root of all evil. So that's why Zacchaeus was on top of the tree, guys. Not because he was being prideful, okay? And not because he was just trying to be better than everyone. He climbed up the tree because he saw that he was not better than everyone. He's actually the shortest of the shortest. And so he climbed up the tree to see Jesus. Not what people are saying today, regardless of the fact that he was a tax collector. And by the way, there's a scripture that says that in the Bible, Jesus says to people, when people are accusing him of going to sit with a sinner, he says the doctor does not come to those who are not wounded. The doctor comes to heal those who are wounded. And that does not mean wounded just emotionally, but wounded to the point of whereby, they are corrupt. They are corrupted and they sin, and you have to, in order to understand their story, you actually have to go back and understand why do they do this. It also just teaches us to hear other people's stories before we say that they think they're better than us, or before we say that they don't deserve grace. So yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and also just also comment down below. Tell me, what do you think of Zacchaeus being up in the tree, and also, yeah, I love you guys, and please watch again. Hey.